Gls Tv News!
Welcome to another episode of Glacier Lake School News. And now we're going to look at the local news with Kenna and Wilson.
A photographer was just taking his drone for a daily spin over the flooding and damage caused by Hurricane Matthew. He wasn't expecting to save any lives that day. After he posted a photo of a suburban neighborhood in Hope Mills, North Carolina, almost completely underwater on Twitter, he received an incredible message. The photographer Quavis Hartz was contacted by a man in Austin, Texas, saying that the flooded house in the photo was where his twin brother Chris Williams was trapped inside with his elderly dog Lana.
Chris had already tried dialing 911 20 to 30 times with no luck in his desperate attempt to save him and his dog's life. Hart was about to prep his boat to try and save the helpless man and his dog in the flooded neighborhood when he noticed a management agency boat nearby. He used his trusty drone to get their attention as if to tell them to follow him to the home in which the poor man was trapped. The 1,000,000 to 1 chance that Hart would publish that specific photo of Chris's house is a miracle that they will never forget. And for some more news, the Salish will honor their ancestors by walking a similar trail to one that their ancestors walked 125 years ago. For Lorraine Stevens of St. Ignatius and her 9-year-old granddaughter, it's a 51-mile hike. On a cold October morning at a church and cemetery southeast of Arlee, the two set out for the Bitterroot Valley. They were joined by dozens of other people from the Flathead Indian Reservation on Thursday, who for 3 days will honor their ancestors by walking a route similar to the one traveled by their forebears 125 years ago.
Thank you, Kenna and Wilson. Now, over to the weather with Julian and Connor.
Me. Thank you, Gabe. And now for the weather. So today, Julio, my friend.
Okay, I got you, buddy. I got you.
What?
No need to fall over those chairs for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a dork.
Where have you been, mister?
Sick. Remember I had surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Umbilical cord hernia.
Ugh.
It was not fun.
Well, we made this.
Hey, I like your sign.
It's a chart.
It's a chart, but it's a sign.
So you know your job for the time being. This little red dot, if you all can see that.
No one can see that red dot.
Right here. This little thing right here. That's Ronan for the time being, which I placed it right. Oh wait, not this little red dot. This is a white dot. What am I talking about? This red dot right here, right next to the, right here. Yeah, that's Ronan.
Okay, I think they get your concept. Oh. I think they got the concept. Oh. Yeah, just hold it right there while I speak. No, you stay back there. I'm glad to be back. I missed it. Ronan, this red dot where my finger is.
Yeah, that's right.
Connor. Seriously, guys. Seriously. Guys in the
People
back
have
there,
no respect.
you gotta be quiet when we're filming this. It's not even funny. So we're gonna proceed because all you guys do is mess this up.
And
So
as
cameraman, you better stop. Okay, so Ronan, Connor, get back there. Ronan, this little red dot right here, is Saturday. It's going to be partially cloudy with a high of 51. Sunday, it's going to be partially cloudy with a high of 50 with cloudy. It's going to be cloudy.
As you can see, Julian, this was not professionally made.
Yeah, we're going to have to sue Dot Weather.
Yeah. Wait, aren't we Dot Weather?
Oh my goodness, we are.
We are not professionals!
We are not.
How can
Blasphemous.
this be?
Okay, St. Ignatius. This town right here. This is pretty intense, guys. Friday, it's gonna be rainy with a high of 54. Can you believe that? And then Saturday, partly cloudy with a high of 57, right here. And then Sunday, it's gonna rain. But it's gonna be 56. You
That's not
might
rain.
have some sunshine. It's gonna be a little sad. Connor, it's your turn. Your turn.
Alright, so
for Missoula, Monday, it's gonna rain, so I'm just gonna stick this down right there. This is Missoula, right where I put the rain cloud. And it's gonna be 50 degrees, so it's gonna, let's see, I've gotta find a 50 somewhere here. That doesn't work.
Put your thumb over the 2 and say 0.
Yeah,
Be
so
creative.
think that's, yeah. Look at this sticky sign, it doesn't even stick. And anyway, Tuesday for Missoula is also gonna be raining again.
Oh,
And it's gonna be
that's sad.
49 degrees.
It's gonna be Seattle weather.
Yeah. And then Wednesday, it's gonna be partially cloudy and 51 degrees. It's, so it's gonna be like right here, and stick that right there, and no rain though, no rain. Get that rain out of here, but I want that. So stick that there. And then anyway, Kalispell way up here, so going up from here up there, it's gonna be partially cloudy
By the
with
lake.
52 degrees. So I do have a little sign for that. So that's gonna be going right here. Stick that right there. And then Friday it's gonna be partially cloudy and it's gonna be 53 degrees. So imagine that 2 as a 3. So yeah, and that's our.
Are you done?
Yeah, I think so. So here, you get to put this in storage.
Ow. Ow, this works. Okay, back to, what's his name in the studio?
I forget.
I think it's George. Back to George in the studio.
And now, here are Marina and Sadie to tell you some facts about Halloween.
With Halloween coming up, we found a video about the history of Halloween. Hope you enjoy!
When most people think of Halloween, they think of trick-or-treating, parades, bobbing for apples, and other family-friendly activities. But bet you didn't know the true story behind the ancient origins of Halloween. It all goes back some 2,000 years to the ancient Celtic festival known as Samhain, celebrated on November 1st. On the night before Samhain, people believed that the dead returned as ghosts. They would leave food and wine on their doorsteps to keep roaming spirits at bay, and wear masks when they left the house so they would be mistaken for fellow ghosts. The Christian church turned Samhain into All Saints' Day, or All Hallows, in the 8th century. The night before became All Hallows' Eve, later shortened to Halloween. You've heard of trick-or-treating on Halloween, but what about souling or guising? All 3 of these traditions originated in medieval Britain. On All Souls' Day, November 2nd, the needy would beg for pastries known as soul cakes. In return, they would pray for people's dead relatives. This was called souling. In the medieval Halloween tradition of guising, young people would dress up in costume and accept food, wine, money, and other offerings in exchange for singing, reciting poetry, or telling jokes. In 19th century America, Irish and Scottish immigrants revived these old traditions. The result was trick-or-treating. At first, it was much more about the tricks, in the form of pranks and hijinks, than the treats. It wasn't until the 1950s that the custom took on its current family-friendly, kid-centered form. Today, Halloween is big business, with US consumers spending more than $2.5 billion on costumes annually. Add in the candy, and it's estimated that Americans spend up to $6 billion on Halloween each year, making it the 2nd most commercial holiday after Christmas. So whether you're a fan of tricks, treats, or trivia, there's a bit of Halloween history.
We bet you didn't know.
And now, here's a cooking feature with Cadence.
I'm going to have Brooklyn demonstrate how we make cake pops.
We made all these cake pops and we're going to be decorating them today, but we needed them to be frozen before we did our decorations. So we made them all in advance, but I'll show you what we did. We used this fancy machine called the Baby Cake Pops machine. It's like a waffle iron, except for it makes little spheres. We made a basic cake mix, and then we pour the cake mix into like halfway. And because the cake rises, it will rise and make spheres, which will become our cake pops. Close it up. And we have to wait 5 minutes. So the 5 minutes are up. We're gonna open up the cake pop maker, use a little stick, stick it in there. If it wasn't done, it would come out with some dough. But these are done, so we're gonna carefully remove them without touching the iron. You want to do this, be a parent or have parent supervision?
That's for me.
All right. And then we put them in there like that and put them in the freezer. And this is what we came up with. And we roll it. Don't do it yet.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it happens.
Mom, what if there's extras?
I don't really, you know.
Need more?
There's tricks to this stuff. And Robert,
What is that? Put that one second. Please get this one. Can you want to wait? Can you want to put it on? I know.
so I'd like to get started, but I need everyone to be quiet. There should be enough. Let's have everybody start with 3.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Glacier Lake School News. Stay tuned for the bloopers and be sure to like and subscribe.
GLS TV!
That whole thing. Why is there chocolate on the table?
Oh no, seriously, come look at the chocolate. You see this? You see that?
And here.
And there? You see that?
You see this?
See this? This is supposed to be professional, people.
Yeah, say that again.
A photographer was just taking his drone for a daily spin over the flooding and damage caused by Hurricane Matthew. He wasn't expecting to save.
Really good.
No, we need to just practice. I'm really pale. I'm sorry.